Hello students, in today's class we will be discussing about different types of microorganism. The first type of microorganism that we'll be discussing is algae. Okay, these are the plants in microorganism. Okay, so algae is a simple plant-like organism with cell walls and they have chlorophyll within the cells. That is, they can synthesize their own food by the process of photosynthesis. आपको पता ही है photosynthesis का process क्या होता है? In the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, with the help of carbon dioxide, water, this glucose is formed with the release of oxygen, and this process is called photosynthesis and is done by green plants or the plants which has chlorophylls in it. So algae is a plant-like structure and they can do or they can create their own foods. Okay. Now they do not have any roots, stems or leaves because they are very minute organisms. But they are autotrophic. They live in water and other moist places. Okay. So, you know, these algae are found in snow and hot springs also. Okay, and now algae may be unicellular, that is a single cell organism can be there, and they can be multicellular also. And you know, the size of algae can vary from 1 micron to several meters in length. Okay, on this basis of the pigments, that is of the color of the algae, they can be classified. That is green algae, blue-green algae and diatoms. Okay, 3 types of algae can be there. Green algae, blue-green algae and diatoms. Okay. Now, what is green algae? These green algae contains chlorophyll, and these can be unicellular or multicellular. And the examples of green algae are given in your books. The images of all this green algae are given in your books. That is of Chondrus, Fucus, Acetoborrelia or Chlamydomonas. All is the images of this green algae is given in your books. So please refer to the images so that you can see what types of green algae or how they look like. So they are autotrophic in nature. Now next is blue-green algae. Now these blue-green algae, they are generally single-celled autotrophs and they live in colonies. And because they live in colonies, they can be seen by our eyes, but they are single-celled organism. And you know, this blue-green algae, they have a primitive cell structure. That is the cell structure that was created by many years ago, billion and trillions years ago. They have that type of cell structure. Okay. So, and you know what? This blue-green algae also helps into the nitrogen fixation. That is, they can be used as a fertilizers to our plant also. Okay, because they convert or they can fix atmospheric nitrogen to usable compound and which can be used by our plants. Not only bacteria, so algae also helps into the fixation of nitrogens. Okay, so the examples of blue-green algae is Oscillatoria and Anabaenia. And you know, this blue-green algae, as they have this capacity of nitrogen fixation, they helps into the crop growth and increases the soil capacity to hold water in it. So this was all about blue-green algae. Now the next is diatoms. Diatoms are marine algae. What is marine? Marine means sea. Okay, the algae which live in sea are called diatoms. You know, this diatoms, ये बहुत light होते हैं weight में because they have silica on it, and because they have the fat, they have some fats on it. That fat is very light in weight, so they can float in water very easily. And the image of this diatoms is given in your books, and you can see all the images, that is this Tabularia, Estolia, Gomophenia, Melosia, okay, these all Sephora. So all these types of diatoms come under the category of algae. Now the next heading is uses of algae. You know, algae can be used full for us in different types of ways. First, in agriculture, as it helps to fix nitrogen, and some seaweeds algae can be used as fertilizers also. Second, in medicine, antibiotics are also prepared using some algae, like chlorella. Chlorella helps to produce antibiotics. As food, you know, as algae is very rich in food, it can be used as a salad and in soups, and it is useful in salads and soups, and we are eating it. Fourth, it is useful in industries also, like different commercial products are obtained from algae, like you know, agar. It's a very jelly-like type of substance, and it is used for making gelatins and all. Your jellies and all. You eat jellies, so agar is useful. Sodium, it helps into the production of sodium, potassium, and iodine. Okay, this sodium, potassium, and iodine is formed with the help of algae in industries on large scale. You know, in space also this algae is used, and you know how this algae is used in space. As I have told you, this algae are autotrophs. ये क्या है? Autotrophs है. That is, ये खुद का खाना खुद बनाते हैं. That is, they use the process of photosynthesis. जब भी process of photosynthesis होता है, तो हम जानते हैं ऑक्सीजन निकलती है. So this oxygen जो space में हमारे astronauts जाते हैं, so what they do? This algae they carry this algae with them, and these algae are made as a source of oxygen for these astronauts, and also, you know, this can be eaten as food also. So both, it provides us with food also, it provides us with oxygen also. So these algae are used in space. Isn't it interesting? Now, harmful algae. You know, algae are harmful also because, you know, when very large amount of algae are grown on the water surface, then the sunlight will not be able to go into the water, and it will leads to odor. That's bad smell will be there. The taste of water will be changed. So it will lead to water pollution. Okay. Now, second, parasitic. Some algae are parasitic. What is parasitic? A particularly algae will be attached to a person or to a host or to an organism, another organism, and it will feed on the nutrition of that organism. So, and it may cause some serious diseases also. So, algae are parasitic, so that's why they are harmful. Toxicity. Some algae produce toxic substance. Toxic means जहरीले पदार्थ. ओके, जहरीले सब्सटेंस प्रोड्यूस करते हैं जो फिशेस, जो अंडर वाटर में हमारी जो मरीन लाइफ है, फिशेस इनको इफेक्ट कर सकते हैं. ओके, एंड द फोर्थ, algae can also damage textiles and buildings. You know, आप अपने घरों में molds देखते होंगे, that is जो काई जम जाती है, that is algae. So it may damage your structure of your buildings and textiles also. Okay, so this was all about the algae. Now, we will be, there's an activity also given in your book regarding this nitrogen fixing bacteria and how you can see the root nodules of this nitrogen fixing bacteria. Now, you know, the microorganism which cause disease are called pathogens. Okay, the disease causing microorganism are called pathogens. So microorganism is a whole field. Disease causing microorganism are called pathogens. Now, the next heading is fungi. or you can say fungus. Okay, fungi and fungus. You know, fungi is a plural word, fungus is a singular word. Now, fungi are found everywhere. They are found everywhere, whether they are in deserts, in very cold regions. They are grown best in dark, warm and moist places. Where there is dark place, where there is warmness also there, and where there is water, that is moisture is also there. There the fungi will be growing. Now, they are of different sizes. Similarly, like algae, they are of different types of sizes. They can be unicellular and they can be multicellular also. And similarly, like algae, they do not have any roots, stems, leaves, flowers or chlorophyll also. So, they are not autotrophic. That is, they cannot make their own food. Now, they are either saprophytic or they are parasitic. Parasitic means they provide or they feed on the nutrition provided by the host. And what is saprophytes? Saprophytes means if the dead remains of an animal is then, they feed on the dead remains of plants and animals. Okay. Now, there is an activity given in your books to see the bread mold under a microscope. You know this bread mold. आप सपोज आप कोई ब्रेड लेके आए अपने घर पे एंड आप उसे छोड़ दीजिए, टेक अ ब्रेड, उसे डिप करिए उसे वाटर में एंड कीप इट असाइड एट अ वार्म प्लेस. किसी गर्म प्लेस पे आप उसे रख दीजिए. यू विल सी आफ्टर फ्यू डेज दैट आपकी ब्रेड स्लाइस पे कुछ ग्रीनिश ग्रेश कलर के पैचेस आ जाएंगे. अगर आप ये ग्रीनिश ग्रेश कलर के पैचेस माइक्रोस्कोप के अंदर देखेंगे, so you will be seeing them as moving, and these is called fungus. Okay, so that's how fungus is grown. And next exercise is also, activity is also given in your book about the budding in yeast cells. As I have told you, yeast means this bread, how this bread is made with the help of yeast. So you can just take some yeast, baker's yeast, you will be easily be available in markets, in departmental stores. Take this yeast, mix it in sugar solution and leave it undisturbed for 2 to 3 hours. Then take the drop of this mixture on a clean glass slide and watch it under microscope. You will be seeing budding of yeast. That is, see, this is one yeast, and after 2 to 3 hours you will be seeing the yeast with this, and if you continuously be seeing, then this yeast will be having a new bud will be formed, and this is called budding of yeast cell or budding of fungus. Okay, so this is budding. So you will be able to see this budding in under the microscope. Now, we will be discussing about kinds of fungi. Okay. Now, fungi are of two types, parasitic fungi and saprophytic fungi. Parasitic fungi grow on living plants or animals and obtain ready-made food available by those host. Okay, so these are called parasitic fungi, and the example of parasitic fungi is mildews. Okay, now there's you can, as you can see in your books, the image of mildew fungi is given in your books. The next fungi is saprophytic fungi. What it is? Saprophytic fungi. What is saprophytic fungi? This fungi grow on the decaying or rotting. Rotting means जो सड़ जाते हैं ना आपके plants and animals. ये जो अगर मान लीजिए कोई animal मर गया है और वो सड़ रहा है, तो उस जब उसको जो स्मेल आ रही होती है वो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस फंगस ही आती है, आपकी जो फंगाई होती है सेप्रोफाइटिक फंगाई, वो उस पर ग्रो करने लग जाती है. सो दे ग्रो ऑन decaying or rotting plant or animal remains and obtain their foods from these. And these are called saprophytic fungi. And you know this, we can also eat this saprophytic fungi. You know, this mushroom is a form of saprophytic fungi and we use it as a food also. Okay, and you can see this saprophytic fungi on tree trunks or clay soil and rotten logs also. The log which is fallen from the tree, you can see this rotten saprophytic fungi growing on this rotten logs. Logs means a wooden piece which is separated from the tree. Okay, now uses of fungi. Uses of fungi. As food, as I have discussed you that fungi is used in food. In हम cakes और breads बनाने के लिए fungi use करते हैं, that is baker's yeast is used for making cakes and breads. Mushrooms are eaten as food and they are fungi, that is they are saprophytic fungi. You know, certain fungi are used in the manufacture of alcohol and wines also, and this by the process of fermentation. And the name of that fungi is called Saccharomyces. What is it called? It is called Saccharomyces or Saccharomyces cerevisiae, or another name of this yeast is a brewer's yeast. What it is called? Brewer's yeast. And this is useful in the making of wine or alcohols. So, you know, this is the use of fungi in food. There is an activity given about the fermentation of dough and how this fungi is grown there. Okay, simple. Take a baker's yeast, some sugar and a balloon and a warm water. Now, pour this one, mix it with yeast only, and one mix with yeast and sugar. You will be seeing that this mixture which has yeast only, it will not be producing more air to it, but the mixture with yeast and sugar in it, okay, it will be creating more and more air and more fermentation will be there. And you can collect this gas and test it on a lime water, and that lime water will be converted into milky. So that's give you the production of carbon dioxide. So carbon dioxide gas is produced in the process of fermentation. Now, you know this idli and dosa, the southern dishes, our southern Indian dishes, that is idli and dosas, is also made by the help of fungi. That is, yeast is very much important in the production of, or in the making of idli and dosas. You all love idlis and dosas and sambars. So, this is how our idlis and dosas are made, with the help of yeast, which is a fungi. Now, next use of fungi is in the field of medicine. First was in food, second in medicine. You know, I have told you that Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, and this penicillin is known as wonder drug. And this penicillin is developed from a fungus called Penicillium. So, medicine is also created by a fungus or fungi. Now, third, this fungi also helps to decompose the remains of dead bodies and plants and animals, which helps increase the soil fertility. So, third, increases soil fertility. Okay. Now, As I've told you, Dr. Alexander Fleming discovered penicillium by the fungus Penicillium in 1929, and now this penicillium drug or this penicillin is used in the treatment of TB, diphtheria, pneumonia. Okay, so this was the uses of fungi. Now, harmful effect of fungi. Food spoilage. That we have done that activity of bread, how this blue, greenish, grayish color fungi was grown. So that's how the spoilage of food is also done by fungi. Second, it may causes disease also. Like you know, this athlete foot is caused, and this ringworm. These all are caused by this fungi. And you know what is happening in athlete foods? You have a itchy athlete, that is आपके खुजली होती रहेगी बेचा पैर पे. So this is called athlete foot. It happens mostly to athletes because they have they wear sports shoes, and they have a because sweat will be there, and the moisture will be there, and the warmness will be there, so fungi will be easily grown on this feet of these athletes. If you are wearing sports shoes and you are sweating continuously, and there is a moisture there and this dark also there, then you may be also suffering from athlete's foot. Third, spoilage of leather. You know, just leather of footwear and cotton clothes which we use during rain. Due to the great amount of moisture in the air, fungi may grow on this, and it may damage the material of footwear or that is cotton clothes, anything. Okay. Now the next heading that we'll be discussing is protozoa. Let me write down. Now we have discussed about 3 types of microorganisms: bacteria, algae, fungi, and the fourth one is protozoa. Now this is also a different type of microorganism, but this protozoa are mostly unicellular, that is, they are single celled. They are single celled organisms. Okay, or you can say unicellular. Okay, so now this protozoa possess the ability to move from one place to another, and now they have very different shapes and forms. From very simple to very complex, protozoa can be available. And you know, they may live in fresh water, they may live in salty water. That is, fresh water means rivers, lakes, ponds, and salty water means sea, ocean, this type of water resources. And you know, some type of protozoa also live in soil also. Now, this type of organism may be sedentary. Sedentary means they maybe keep on one position only, or they may be are able or capable of locomotion. What is locomotion? Locomotion means movement. What is locomotion? Locomotion means movement. So this type of protozoa, they may be stationary, that is, वो एक जगह पे भी रह सकते हैं, या they have a process of locomotion also, that is, they will keep on moving also. Now, they move with the help of cilia, flagella, or you can also call pseudopodia. Now, we will be discussing about different types of protozoa. Now, the different types of protozoa will be I will be discussing with you. Let me write on the first heading, protozoa. Now, The first type of protozoa we will be discussing is amoeba. Now, this amoeba is the simplest unicellular organism. It lives in fresh water. It is irregular in shape, and it does not it does not have any definite shape to it. It can be of any type of shape. Now, it has some finger-like structure, and these finger-like structure are called pseudopodia. Okay, what this is called? It is called pseudopodia, and this pseudo means false, and this podia means feet. So that is false feet, and this pseudopodia helps in the movement of this amoeba from one place to another. That is, they carried out temporary pushing out of cytoplasms. That is, this is how this amoeba moves from one place to another. You know how this amoeba eats? Suppose this is amoeba. Okay, any shape you can say. And this is a food particle. What happens? This amoeba will grow in shape, and this food particle will be taken inside, and that's how the digestion or this food particle is pulled inside, and the digestion of this food particle goes on, and the amoeba gets the food. You know what does the amoeba eat? It may be eating some tiny plants like algae. It's as a food for themselves. So this is amoeba. You can see in your books the image of amoeba is given. You know what is the meaning of protozoa is? Proto means first and zoa means animal. The first animal, because the first life form that was available or that reside on the earth was protozoa, and they are mostly unicellular. The next type of protozoa is paramecium. What is paramecium? This paramecium. Now this is also lives in fresh water, and it is a slipper shape type. आप लोगों की जो सैंडल्स होती है उसकी जो शेप होती है कुछ इस शेप का ही ऑर्गेनिज्म होता है, and it has minute hair-like structures called cilia, and these cilia help in the locomotion and to catch prey. Prey means the food that they eat. You please refer to the books and see the image of paramecium, and you can see the small types of this is these finger-like structure are called cilia, which help into the locomotion, that is movement and catching of prey. The next organism that we will be discussing is Plasmodium. What it is? Plasmodium. Let me write down first the Plasmodium. Plasmodium is also a protozoa. Plasmodium. Now, this Plasmodium, it causes a very dangerous disease in our human bodies. The malaria, disease malaria is caused by Plasmodium protozoa. This Plasmodium protozoa is a parasite, and it lives in two hosts, in RBCs and human liver, and in second in the saliva and stomach of female Anopheles mosquitoes. Okay, where this Plasmodium lives? It is a parasite, and it may live at two hosts. One host in the RBCs. What is RBCs? Red blood cells and liver of human, that is us. And second, it may live in the stomach of female Anopheles mosquitoes. So when this female Anopheles mosquitoes bite any human, and if this female Anopheles mosquito have this Plasmodium parasite, then that human will be catching malaria. Okay, so that's how malaria is transferred from female Anopheles mosquito. So this female Anopheles mosquitoes have no input to causing us malaria, but they are the carriers of this Plasmodium protozoa. Okay, so this is how the malaria disease is caused in humans by the help of Anopheles, female Anopheles mosquito, which are the carriers of Plasmodium protozoa. You know, this life cycle of Plasmodium includes female Anopheles mosquitoes where a human being is the host. Now, this is all about the Plasmodium. Now, the useful protozoas. The usefulness of protozoas is also there. Every microorganism can be useful to us. Now, protozoa are the foods for aquatic animals. You know, this fish and molasses. You know, molasses are the type of sea marine life, and that can be used as a food, as a seafood by in many countries it is used as a food also. So protozoa very important link in food chain. You know, some protozoa are present in our alimentary canal. What is alimentary canal? This alimentary canal of yours. And this alimentary canal, the protozoa available in this alimentary canal helps into the digestion of cellulose. You know, this cellulose, what are cellulose? You will be studying about this roughage. What is roughage? Roughage is a material जो fibers होते हैं आपके, जैसे आप ऑरेंज ले रहे हैं, ऑरेंज में आपके जो ऑरेंजेस में एक जूसी प्लम्पिश पार्ट होता है और एक वाइटिश पार्ट होता है. जो वाइटिश पार्ट होता है जो आपकी बॉडी डाइजेस्ट नहीं कर पाती है, उससे हम कहते हैं रफेज. और दैट रफेज इज कंसिस्ट, वो रफेज किसका बना होता है? वो बना होता है सेलुलोज का. एंड दिस सेलुलोज कैन बी डाइजेस्टेड बाय दिस प्रोटोजोआ विच रिसाइड इन एलिमेंट्री कैनाल्स ऑफ एनिमल्स. नाउ, you know, protozoa also help in waste degradation. Okay, similarly like algae, fungi, bacteria, they also help in waste degradation. Now some harmful effects of protozoa. Protozoa causes us amoeba. The first and the foremost important thing, that the most dangerous disease that they causes is malaria in human bodies and mostly in tropical countries. Okay. Now, there's another protozoa, and the name of that protozoa is Entamoeba gingivalis, and this is found on the tartar on teeth and causes pyorrhea. You know what has happened? You know, this human intestine, and it causes amoebic dysentery. That is, you will be having very loose motions and you will have feeling very low in health, and your body will be feeling very nauseous, lazy. So that type of disease is also caused by this Entamoeba gingivalis and Entamoeba histolytica. So different types of protozoa also causes different types of diseases. So this was the harmful effect of protozoa. That will be all. Now we will discuss next topic.